I am here to present AB 1439, which is sponsored by the State Building and Construction Trades Council of California. A little bit of background, CalPERS and CalSTRS have a responsible contractor policy, RCP, that attempts to ensure that contractors doing work on CalPERS and CalSTRS funded construction projects are not only good stewards of public employee members' investments, but also treat construction workers on CalPERS and CalSTRS projects with dignity. So unfortunately, the responsible contractor policy lacks the necessary language to ensure that construction workers are paid prevailing wages, properly trained, or that there is labor peace after construction. Without these adequate protections, this allows the largest public worker pension fund in the United States to actively invest in projects that allow worker exploitation, such as paying construction workers minimum wage without health care or pension benefits. While CalPERS board members and staff have a fiduciary duty to properly invest members' contributions, there are several practical things that the state's pension system can do to mitigate the risk associated with contractors not complying with the RCP and with drawn-out labor disputes at investment properties. When construction project managers do not consider the qualifications of potential contractors, they are choosing to favor low-quality, irresponsible contractors who submit the lowest-cost bids and actively operate in the underground economy. Issues such as wage theft, health and safety violations, and poor quality construction are not readily apparent during a construction project and often come to light only after construction is complete because workers fear losing their jobs. But these low-road employer violations create investment risks for CalPERS and CalSTRS as an asset owner. Wage theft, health and safety issues, project delays, construction defects may result in fines and penalties from public agencies and litigation by workers and end users. And so these negative outcomes are financial risks that eat away at a construction project's investment returns and are difficult to mitigate once the problem has developed. CalPERS and CalSTRS ultimately bear the risk of failure to deliver such projects on time, within budget, and in accordance with construction standards. So my bill, AB 1439, seeks to require state and local public pension or retirement systems to make responsible investments or finance development projects in California using public employee pension or retirement funds unless the projects include specified labor standard protections for workers. And so with me this morning, I have a representative from the State Building and Construction Trades Council sponsor testifying in support, Mr. Jeremy Smith.
Now we'll hear from the witnesses in support. You'll each have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeremy Smith here on behalf of the State Building and Construction Trades Council of California, the proud sponsors of this piece of legislation. Just wanted to step back for a second and just let you know why we're here. We believe that investments of union members' defined benefit pension contributions by public pension funds in construction projects should not possibly go to underground economy developers and contractors who do not pay the construction workers a living wage or ensure that those workers are graduates of state-approved apprenticeship programs. That's what we're trying to do. Why are we here today asking for help? Why did we approach Mr. Garcia? We got here today because since 2023, we have been trying to get the boards of PERS and STRS to update and make more robust their existing responsible contractor policies. Since that has not worked, we're here today. And from our first conversations with some of the non-PERS and STRS funds, since the bill affects all public pension funds, which did not occur unfortunately until last week, it seems that there are few such policies guiding local fund investments. We just do not believe it's good policy to make investments of public employee union members' pension money in projects that do not protect construction workers on those projects by using skilled and trained construction labor, pay the prevailing wage, or provide neutrality for organizing. The PERS and STRS RCPs ask good questions, and we tried to work with them and not come before you. Unfortunately, neither RCP as currently constructed provides real protections. They ask questions such as, do you provide health care? Have you ever been debarred? Are there any pending complaints against your firm? But all of those questions are self-certification answers. At the end of both PERS and STRS forms, they ask the very people vying for a contract with both, who just checked a series of simple yes or no boxes, if they believe whether they themselves meet the requirements of the RCP. And importantly, both RCPs specifically do not require the payment of prevailing wage. As I mentioned, we fear the same is true for local non-PERS and STRS funds after initial conversations with local pension funds at the city, county, and local level, which just begun last week when we were notified of many of the opponents' opposition. So for those reasons, that's why we're here today. We urge your aye vote. We want to continue this conversation moving forward. We've heard from a bunch of opponents We look forward to continuing those conversations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair and members. Elmer Lazardi here on behalf of the California Federation of Labor Unions. We know that strong state labor standards can create and support good union jobs and a pathway to the middle class for Californians, rather than allowing low-wage jobs to exacerbate the widening inequality that we're seeing today. And ensuring that public and union investments create good jobs has led us to approach many creative funding sources to ensure that more workers can access and actually achieve this middle class. We have looked at everything from federal and state grants and investments to procurement and contracting to the state's many tax credits. And actually, in December, we co-sponsored with the building trades and CFT a conference on using public and private pension funds to build affordable workforce housing with labor standards. And the big takeaways from that was that union pensions should and can meet the triple aim of having good jobs, secure retirements, and investments in the public good. And we see AB 1439 as a similar attempt to reach those goals. Also, just want to touch briefly on the point of fiduciary duty that was raised, because we've heard arguments about how labor standards and fiduciary duty are somehow mutually exclusive. But we want to emphasize that strong labor standards can benefit projects and actually help fulfill that duty, because whether we're talking about reducing delays because workers are always available, or ensuring that there are no strikes on a project because there's a PLA, or just making sure that projects are actually built to last because better trained and compensated workers have been proven to provide higher quality products and services. All these support a better return on investment. So in closing, I just want to ensure that as we continue having these discussions on investments, that we're not only considering the project, but also the human capital that helps bring it to life. So AB 1439 will ensure that is the case with our public pension funds, and we respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you.